And until we coordinate our education system with the needs of the business community in the industries that are going to prosper, there's going to be this disconnect, and there are going to be huge social costs as we have to deal with the folks who've been left behind, and we'll miss opportunities to attract and expand businesses that are reliant upon qualified workers in order to invest. I think that there's no secret that there is a really glaring statistic about the number of existing jobs right now in Northeast Ohio that are going unfilled because we don't have people with the qualifications, the technical qualifications, to fill those jobs. I think the number's north of 20,000. And these are good, high-paying jobs. Until we get it together and recognize that regardless of where you live in Northeast Ohio, you have an interest in the Cleveland school system being successful. Just like the people in Cleveland have an interest in all of the suburban school systems being successful. We are in this together. I think those are some of our biggest issues.
Okay, thank you.
Jim, can I just add to that? You know, when the state of Ohio was originally chartered, we developed a mechanism for the local management on a county-by-county basis. And the criteria for the area of a county was that the county seat had to be within a day's ride. I'm not talking about, you know, in your Volkswagen or in your Chevy. I'm talking about on horseback. And that has not changed. Now we have 88 counties throughout the state of Ohio. We have, and you heard me articulate that from my presentation, we have 487 villages, townships, municipalities, and cities in northeastern Ohio, and that's within a 16-county area. Now, to change that and merge cities is very difficult, but it is not so difficult to have those counties and our communities collaborate where it makes sense. And it makes sense in what's being proposed, and other regions have done it. This is not a recreation of the wheel. One of the things that I feel that is holding us back is the way we do our school funding. And I spent 12 years on the Hudson School Board. I know school funding. In Minneapolis, and I'm not trying to take us to be a Minnesota, okay? They've got their own issues up there, but there are a lot of things that they do right. The state provides 80% of the local school funding. Average in the state of Ohio is 43%. The governor, well, he's the educational governor. Of course, I haven't seen a governor that hasn't been the educational governor. Okay, with all due respect to them, it is a difficult problem. Now by the state of the state address this past January said that he will have from his office the solution that they're going to bring forward by next year. And we were expecting something by this year. But the fact of the matter is, each community within their school districts is responsible for building industrial commercial tax base to give residential tax relief. With that crushing responsibility, there is an automatic competition. Additionally, there's an automatic competition because the way we have it set up as far as abatements and attraction is concerned. The host community doesn't have the same tools as the inviting community. And I know there's a question in the packet here, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. It's not right, and we have to work more collaboratively. And the only way we can do it is to share. We're the 5th largest producer of college graduates as a region in the United States. And I'm delighted to see these young people here, okay? We need to have jobs for them as they're graduating. We need to have high-paying jobs. We've already given them a low cost of living, and I hope the heck they're taking advantage of it. But that's what we need, and we need to do that on an educational basis.
Well, let's just expand on that thought, since we're talking about that collaborative approach. During your remarks, you stated that we can't wait for someone else to solve our problems. Recently here in Northeastern Ohio, we've had some examples of communities going head-to-head over development. And most of the people in this room, I'm sure, are very familiar with the issue that came up over the interchange at I-90, the city of Avon, and Cuyahoga County in Cleveland. There was also an issue that struck closer to home for you, Mayor, and that is between the city of Hudson and the city of Macedonia. Hudson, I'm sure we're all very well aware, is a wealthy community. It's a community that has a lot of wealthier families. And how do you go about convincing wealthier communities to share their tax base with other communities? I mean that's what you're proposing, the mayors and city managers, but how are we going to go about doing it?
Well, it's interesting, Jim, and it's a great question. When we went into the phase one, we were asked by the Fund for Economic Future, which I'm assuming that everyone knows, the Advanced Northeast Ohio initiative that the fund has been endeavoring in, to address the issue of collaboration and government efficiency as part of this initiative. And they asked us to apply for a grant. Well, they don't do a grant unless there's a matching side to it. And so we agreed to do that, and we were awarded the first segment of the money. We went out, and within the municipalities, and our maximum ask was $2,500. We didn't like any other effort. You don't want to have anybody or any city or entity dominating because of the size of the check they write. It was $2,500. The first respondents were the communities that have a balanced budget, that have a carryover, and that are not in fiscal distress. Because they're visionary leaders, and I'm also going to tell you this, all of the core cities, the city of Cleveland, the city of Youngstown, the city of Akron, the city of Canton, the city of Elyria, and all contributed. The city of Youngstown, I guess I did say Youngstown, anyway, all the big cities also contributed toward this. But the Beechwoods and the Westlakes and the Hudsons and the Richfields and the Pepper Pikes all stepped up immediately because they know it's about jobs. And in those communities, or suburban communities, it's about providing jobs for their citizens. We have homes that need to be lived in. We need homes that need to be sold. We need people who have the wherewithal to do that. So we have a stake in this, and they realize that.
Okay.